Okay, now, before you sit there thinking I've gone daft and started trying to draw my own big fat bald head, no, that is not that. That is actually a big fat zero, and that is exactly the amount of new business that I brought in October of this year. Now, I'm sure you'll agree, a big fat zero is not a great number to see when you're running a small business. Now, that was all my own doing. Not going to sit here and try and make any excuses that 2025 was a tough year for small businesses and all that crap, because quite honestly, that is not the case at all. Now, if you're new to the channel, welcome to my humble little home office stroke web design studio, where for the last 4 years, I've been trying to run my web design business, Northern Source. And this year, I've learned a couple of big things that I wanted to speak about a little bit more on this video. So if you haven't done so already, go grab yourself a brew and join me as I take a look back at the last 12 months and dive into those couple of things that I've learned, because they might just help you to avoid hitting any of those horrible 0 months in your business too. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So to start the story, let's put 2025 into a little bit of context by comparing it to 2024, which in all honesty was an absolute disaster. Now, I come into 2025, into January 2025, carrying over the same daft idea that I'd gone through the entirety of 2024 with, which was me being too smart to just build websites anymore. I've done it for years, and I'd got into the idea of why not sell the knowledge that you've got in your head and become a coach, sell online courses, that type of thing. You know the score, the dream of working a couple of hours a week and spending the rest of the time sat on a beach somewhere sipping a pina colada as I watch the pounds roll in easy peasy. And I'm sure you won't be too shocked to hear that didn't work out too well at all. So 2025, we're coming to 2025, business is wobbling, my confidence is absolutely shot, it's on the floor as low as it can possibly be. My missus is obviously really, really pleased that 4 years on, I'm still paying myself less than minimum wage, and at this point in time, I looked at myself and I thought, come on Dave, things really have to change. So what I did at the start of the year was I went back to the drawing board and I thought, right, Dave, what is it that you're actually good at? And I went back to what it had all started it in the first place, which was I'm good at designing and building websites. And I actually enjoy designing and building websites too. So I went to the drawing board and I thought, right, how can I make an offer that is easy to explain to people, easy to sell, and ultimately easy for me to actually deliver as well? And I came up with this fantastic package offer, and I did what I knew I had to do, and I really hit it hard on LinkedIn and started to talk to as many people as I possibly could about the new package offer. So as we start getting into March, things are actually starting to look up now that I'm putting the effort in. And I get 3 new clients, people I'd never spoke to or heard of before, that had seen my content on LinkedIn, and they got on the phone with me and signed up there and then. Dead easy, easy peasy. So I'm obviously at this point thinking to myself, you know, you've hit the nail on the head now. The package is easy to sell. People are signing up for it. You've proved it actually works. So what do I do with my infinitely amazing brain when my mate comes to me in March and says, Dave, I've got an offer for you. I want you to help me to build my YouTube channel, and I want you to be my content guy. I'll give you a steady stream of income each month. It'll be a bit of a safety net while you obviously start the web design business taking off again. And obviously me, being the clever guy that I am, thought, yeah, perfect. That sounds absolutely bang on. It'll give me a bit of a safety net. It'll take a little bit of the pressure off, and it'll make the whole process of relaunching Northern Source that little bit less pressureful. But here's the pattern that you might be seeing here, and I think it's something that a lot of human beings tend to do quite easily. And what we'll always try and do is find the easy way out, find the path of least resistance. And it's this trap that, again, I was falling into, where I've got a safety net on one hand, the pressure's off slightly on the web design business, and I've kind of got one foot in the web design side of things, and I've got one foot in the content side of things with a mate of mine. So again, I'm sure you won't be shocked to know this, that By the time we start getting into June and July, things are still not going very well with the website design side of things. So June, July, only one website project in each of those months. Not great, not going to be enough to obviously sustain a business. August comes, one little website refresh project to do. Again, nothing stable, nothing steady, and still the pressure is massively on. So we roll on a little bit further into the year, and October comes rolling round, and October comes round like an absolute steam train. And like I showed you at the start with that big fat 0 on the board, that is exactly what came in October. So it was very much a tumbleweed month. That's all that was going past, nothing coming in the door. And then to top it all off as well, my mate decided that the YouTube side thing was dead in the water and we wouldn't be carrying it on anymore. So at this point, as you can imagine, I'm thinking, oh shit, what am I going to do now? I've got no projects on the board, I've got no leads in the pipeline, and also my safety net has gone out the window as well. So I'm right up against it at this point in time. Honestly, at this point in the year, I'm thinking, is this it? Have I finally broken the business? Am I going to have to go and start writing a CV out again and start looking for a new job? But I thought, stuff it. I'm probably unemployable now after 4 years out of the game, and it's time to really push on and crack on harder than ever before. So this is where things start to feel really, really uncomfortable. Obviously, we've got the pressure of no projects on the board, no safety net in terms of the side job that I had on, and having to really start to lean into the uncomfortable side of things and get on LinkedIn even more, posting even more content, speaking to even more people, getting lots and lots of no's. Obviously, people not ready to buy websites at that point in time. Obviously, having to get in the DMs and actually start conversations with people, which is always an uncomfortable feeling as it is, getting on more calls and that kind of stuff. And I really sort of went in full 2 feet into it this time and started talking to past clients, following up on leads that I'd half-assed spoke to earlier in the year, getting in the DMs, and really pushing my offer on LinkedIn harder than ever before. And it's amazing what happens when you actually start putting that type of effort in and you've got both feet in rather than one foot in one thing and one foot in another. Because as November came rolling round, it actually turned out to be the best month that I have ever had in all of the 4 years that I've been running the business. So November, £10,500 in new website projects in 1 month, which had an absolutely fantastic positive effect on my confidence. Again, started really realising that the offer that I'd put together was sellable. It's something that I could easily sell when I put the effort in. And like I say, amazing what happens when you start actually putting the full-time effort into something and really focusing on one offer for one target audience and really just pushing that against all the odds and just being 100% on it and just getting it done. Now, I'd not found some sort of miracle or magic pill, and I'd certainly not become any better at web design than I was in the previous months. I'd literally just found that going all in and putting 100% effort in was what was going to be the thing that would turn the screw in terms of the business and actually get things moving in the right direction. So the key thing that I've learned in 2025 is that every time I've tried chasing comfort or tried chasing the easy thing, things in the business slow down. But as soon as you lean into the discomfort, when I've got both feet in it, giving it 100%, things went really bloody well. And in all honesty, that has followed on now into December. So got more inquiries than ever before in a month. Got 2 new clients signed up and ready to get started in January for new projects. And the pipeline is looking really, really bloody healthy, and healthier, honestly, than it ever has done in the past. Now, if you sat there thinking this sounds quite similar to your situation right now, the only thing that I would say to take away from this video is this one thing. Is if you may be still working full-time and doing your business on the side, or you're trying one thing and then you're trying another thing and you're trying another thing and you're never really giving anything 100%, again, that analogy of 1 foot in one thing and 1 foot in the other thing, stop for a moment and think about what you can go fully all in on. Now, I know that's easier said than done quite a lot of the times, but honestly, that has been the game changer for me this year, and it's what I'm going to carry on in terms of momentum into 2026. And for me, 2026, I've got some huge, huge goals. So I'm wanting 2026 to be the first year where the business turns over 6 figures. So I'm aiming for 100 grand turnover or more in the next 12 months. And alongside that, I'm also aiming to grow this YouTube channel even further. So if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be a lot more videos like this coming over the next 12 months. And hit the like button. Feel free to drop a comment below if you're in a similar position to what I've been in this year. And I will see you on the other side in 2026.